Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Battle Through the Heavens Part 203 based on novel. So let's start. Dragon King? Xiao Yan's expression changed after hearing this term. He naturally understood that the ancient Void Dragon tribe had been divided into 4 factions. Other than the eastern dragon island that Xiao Yan occupied, the other 3 large dragon islands were all being controlled by 3 great dragon kings. This title, Dragon King, was only used to address those 3 island chiefs since they possessed great power. They are not people sent by Xiao Yan. Instead, they are from the other 3 large dragon islands. Xiao Yan frowned. He had not received any news related to the ancient Void Dragon tribe after having left the Eastern Dragon Island back then. The island was located within the empty space. Regardless of how intense the battle that erupted between them was, it would not be able to reach the central plains. It was likely that no one other than the ancient Void Dragon tribe themselves knew that they were in a civil war. I wonder which Dragon King has sent these people. They have left empty space to come to the 9 Serene Deep Ground Python tribe. It is likely that they are up to something. Xiao Yan's eyes flickered. Xiao Yan should have successfully exited her retreat after so many years. After she exited her retreat, she would definitely need to resolve the civil war of the ancient dragon tribe. However, if she wished to unite the ancient dragon tribe, she needed to first finish off the 3 great dragon kings. Although Xiao Yan did not know how strong the 3 great dragon kings were, they were definitely genuine Doshens. Nevertheless, Xiao Yan did not know just how many stars they had reached. It looks like I need to find time to enter the empty realm and investigate. Xiao Yan's strength might have soared after her retreat with the help of the Dragon Phoenix bloodline, but those 3 great dragon kings are also quite extraordinary. I must head over and lend her a hand. Xiao Yan muttered to himself within his heart. Moreover, if the ancient Void Dragon tribe was successfully united again, its strength would definitely soar. With his relationship with Xiao Yan, he would be able to pull the ancient Void Dragon into the alliance. At that time, forget about the Hall of Souls, even the Hun clan would not dare to underestimate them. Xiao Yan's eyes looked at those few figures from afar. The few of them chatted with some leaders at the deep abyss before the leaders of the abyss opened a path and allowed this group to enter. The ancient Void Dragon tribe usually looks down on the other magical beast tribe. I wonder why this Dragon King has dispatched people here. Xiao Yan frowned. He immediately waved his sleeve. A rich spatial force spread and wrapped around Cai Lin's group. After which, space shook as everyone disappeared. A couple of figures were rapidly rushing toward the dark underground. These few figures were quite strong. Moreover, their physical bodies also appeared extremely powerful. They did not unleash any Do Chi. Their bodies were like falling stars that flew underground. The sound of whistling wind continued to appear. Commander Qin, I wonder if we will get a reply from the 9 Serene Deep Ground Python tribe this time around. If they are willing to lend a hand, we will be able to completely defeat the Eastern Dragon Island and be victorious in this war. A man turned his head while descending. He asked a large man, who was a short distance in front of him, a question. This person was clearly quite powerful. Even though the sound of the wind was extremely loud, his voice still managed to be transmitted into the large man's ear. We should be able to succeed. Our northern dragon island once possessed the essence blood left behind by the ancient heaven serpent. These 9 serene deep ground pythons are going crazy while searching for things that possess their ancient bloodline. Additionally, we have agreed to provide them with all sorts of benefits. They will definitely not be able to reject us. The large man in front had a square face and extremely thick eyebrows. He vaguely emitted a pressure. Clearly, he was someone who was usually in a position of authority. However, there is a true dragon emperor on the Eastern Dragon Island. A man hesitated for a moment before speaking. The royal bloodline within the ancient Void Dragon tribe pressed upon an ordinary warrior. Just thinking about their enemy being an ancient dragon that possessed a genuine royal bloodline would cause the hearts of ordinary ancient dragon warriors to feel a little unnatural. It is pointless to say all of this. Moreover, Who knows if it is the truth? The Dragon King is someone with a genuine royal bloodline. We only need to listen to his orders. That large man knit his brows as he replied in a deep voice. Understood. Those people from earlier could only submissively agree upon hearing the large man's words. HMPH, that large man called Commander Chin coldly snorted in his heart. His huge hand was waved. He was just about to increase his speed when he saw a couple of figures in the air a short distance below. His indifferent eyes slowly swept over them. These are not members of the 9 Serene deep-ground python tribe. Be careful. That large man was a cautious person. He cried out in a deep voice after seeing those few figures. His muscles began to tense up at the same time as he prepared to enter a battle-ready condition. Those in front, get lost! Commander Chin clenched his fist as he cried out in a cold voice. Stay here. I have some things to ask. A skinny figure from that group slowly lifted his head when he heard the cold cry. That person was Xiao Yan. At this moment, he had lifted his hand and clenched it in Commander Chin's direction. Attack! Commander Chin's expression became cold after seeing Xiao Yan lift his hand. A majestic Do Chi immediately surged out of his body. However, this Do Chi had just surged when he was stunned to discover that the surrounding space had completely solidified. They were just like puppets being controlled by another and had lost all ability to resist. They slowly descended and stopped in front of the skinny figure. Who are you? We are members of the ancient Void Dragon tribe. A great storm rose within Commander Chin's heart after seeing that Xiao Yan's random attack could restrain all of them. He was a 5-star Dozun no matter how one put it. However, this strength did not pose the slightest resistance to the hands of the person in front of him. Are you people from the Northern Dragon Island, Southern Dragon Island, or Western Dragon Island? Xiao Yan glanced at Commander Chin and asked in a faint voice. Commander Chin's eyes immediately shrank after hearing this question. Only the clan members were aware that the ancient Void Dragon tribe had split into 4 islands. How did this human, who had suddenly appeared, know such a secret? I do not know what you are talking about. Commander Chin did not reveal anything despite feeling shocked in his heart. Instead, he simply cried out in a stern voice. Xiao Yan was expressionless. His finger gently pressed on Commander Chin. A bloody hole appeared on his body with a bang. Blood immediately flowed from it. Commander Chin's blood was like a small stream as dripped into the abyss. You? Commander Chin's body trembled after suffering this attack. His eyes furiously glared at Xiao Yan. Bang bang bang. Xiao Yan's expression did not fluctuate because of Commander Chin's unyielding attitude. Xiao Yan continuously pressed down with his finger. One bloody hole after another blasted apart Commander Chin's body. In an instant, fresh blood covered Commander Chin's body. That appearance caused a couple of people's scalp to turn numb. The body of an ancient void dragon was extremely strong, but this strong physical body seemed just like the weakest bean curd in the hands of this young man. Every finger could create a hole in it. According to the rate of the blood flowing out of your body, you will completely lose all the blood within your body within 5 minutes. You should be aware of the final fate of an ancient void dragon who has completely exhausted its blood, right? Xiao Yan indifferently explained the situation. Commander Chin coldly trembled after hearing this explanation. The strength of the ancient void dragon was similar to other ancient magical beasts. All of their strength originated from their bloodline. If their blood was exhausted, they would become vulnerable. Even if one were able to regain one's strength in the future, one's strength would still gradually weaken. This was something that ancient dragon warriors, who desired strength, were unable to endure. We are from the Northern Dragon Island. Who exactly are you? Our Northern Dragon Island has never offended a strong person like you. Commander Chin inhaled a deep breath of air and finally replied in a hoarse voice. What is the current situation of the ancient void dragon like? Xiao Yan slowly asked. At this moment, the ancient dragon tribe has already descended into a civil war. The 3 great dragon islands have jointly attacked the eastern dragon island. However, it has ended up in a stalemate because a new Dragon Emperor has appeared on the Eastern Dragon Island. Moreover, the Dragon Emperor has summoned back those ancient dragon elders who were training in the Empty Realm. Their strength has soared. Commander Qin hesitated for a moment, but he finally replied honestly after experiencing Xiao Yan's methods. Has it finally begun? Xiao Yan frowned slightly and sighed quietly in his heart. Xiao Yan was not having an easy time at this moment. What is your aim in coming to the 9 Serene Deep Ground Python tribe? Xiao Yan asked. To form an alliance with the 9 Serene Deep Ground Python tribe to deal with the Eastern Dragon Island together. Commander Qin clenched his teeth as he answered. All of you have abandoned the pride of the ancient void dragons. You are planning on seeking external reinforcement to deal with your internal conflict. Xiao Yan's expression changed as he cried out. This is the decision of the 3 great dragon kings. It is not something that we can control. Moreover, the matter of the alliance has already been discussed with the 9 Serene Deep Dragon tribe a long time ago. We are only here to receive their reply this time around. Even if you capture us, there will be others who will come. What other reinforcements has the 3 great dragon kings seeked out other than the 9 Serene Deep Dragon tribe? Xiao Yan was quiet for a moment before suddenly asking. Commander Qin's body immediately tensed upon hearing this question. Speak. Xiao Yan pressed his finger forward, sensing Commander Qin tense up. A deep cry was emitted. They have invited the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe. The Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe has already agreed to lend a hand, but they want the 3 great dragon kings to agree to capture and hand the new Dragon Emperor to them. Commander Qin's heart felt cold after sensing the desire to kill from Xiao Yan's voice. He hurriedly replied. Bastard. Xiao Yan's expression turned gloomy after those words sounded. He had not expected the 3 dragon kings to act this shameless. Not only did they break the rules of the tribe and get other tribes involved in an internal conflict, but they had even promised to hand the Dragon Emperor of the tribe to their formal enemies, the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe. These 3 bastards. Xiao Yan's eyes were dark and dense. He clearly understood that if the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe and the 9 Serene Deep Ground Python were to form an alliance with the 3 great dragon islands, Xiao Yan's Eastern Dragon Island would really face imminent danger. Commander Qin's body trembled after seeing Xiao Yan become furious. He hurriedly shut his mouth. It looks like Xiao Yan is in a bad situation. Cai Lin hurried forward and spoke with knit brows. Shall we hurry to the Empty Realm and help them? Xiao Yan's eyes flickered. He shook his head a moment later and said, there is no hurry now. As long as the experts from the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe and the 9 Serene Deep Ground Python tribe do not head to the Empty Realm, Xiao Yan should be able to hold on. We need to delay the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe and the 9 Serene Deep Ground Python. Cai Lin gently nodded and ceased speaking upon hearing this plan. After making up his mind within his heart, Xiao Yan once again got some information from Commander Qin's mouth. He was only willing to let the matter rest after Commander Qin no longer had anything to say. Can you now let us off? I have already told you all that you wish to know. Commander Qin weakly spoke. Most of the blood within his body had already been lost. He would really become a cripple if this continued. Xiao Yan indifferently swept his eyes over Commander Qin. His fingers pressed against the air and instantly sealed the Do Qi within the bodies of those few individuals. He waved his sleeve and threw them into a dark gap in the deep abyss. There was a countless number of tunnels in this abyss. Even the 9 Serene Deep Ground Python tribe was unable to clearly tell where every tunnel led. These people were thrown inside with their Do Qi sealed. Whether they survived would depend on their luck. Let's go. We will head to the 9 Serene Spring. Xiao Yan did not remain any longer after dealing with those few people. He waved his hand and took the lead as he rushed deeper underground. Cai Lin, the little fairy doctor, and Cai Lin followed close behind. The terrain of the underground world was extremely complicated, but Xiao Yan's group was already well prepared for their trip. They had procured a detailed map. Hence, within an hour, they had reached the underground world. They traveled around a couple of snake people tribes and finally reached the main area of the 9 Serene deep ground python within half an hour or so, the underground Serene snake network. The underground Serene snake network was where the headquarters of the 9 Serene deep ground python was located. It was a holy site in the hearts of many of the snake tribes. Being a holy site, this underground Serene snake network was naturally well guarded. Even an ordinary snake person would not be able to enter. It is indeed worthy of being one of the 3 big tribes of the magical beast world. There are really many experts within this mountain range. Xiao Yan's group appeared on a hill near the underground Serene snake network. Their eyes looked at the mountain range in the distance as they muttered to themselves. It is unexpected that I am able to see the snake people tribe in this place. Moreover, this size is many times larger than my tribe. Xiao Yan was also a little surprised as she looked at the crowded snake people tribes on the plains and exclaimed, "I once read the genealogy of the tribe. My tribe moved to the vast Taiga desert a long time ago, but I do not know if we came from this beast region." Xiao Yan smiled. His eyes slid over the deeper parts of the underground network as he said, "The 9 Serene springs should be in the deepest part of the underground network, but there are many hidden experts present in that place. There are even some Banshan class experts. It would be a little troublesome if we disturb them, so all of you should hide your auras." Understood. Xiao Yan's group nodded after hearing Xiao Yan's orders. The 9 Serene deep ground python was quite strong. Their group had ventured into the other party's territory. Even though Xiao Yan possessed a Dosheng strength, he would probably not have an easy time if they were discovered. Swish! Xiao Yan waved his sleeve. The space around him quickly became distorted before firmly wrapping around everyone. The space fluctuated and everyone strangely disappeared. The current Xiao Yan had already advanced into a peak-level existence in this world. He could use spatial strength with great proficiency now. He could even walk within the empty realm. Although Xiao Yan was bringing 3 people with him, it did not exhaust him too much. Hence, he shuttled through space and hurried toward the underground Serene snake network. They did not attract any special attention along the way. While Xiao Yan approached the deepest parts of the underground Serene snake network, he sensed the auras of the experts inside becoming stronger. There were even some spiritual perceptions that possessed some doubt when they swept over the space where he hid. It was likely that they had sensed something. Fortunately, these simple sweeps did not expose Xiao Yan's group. With the help of Xiao Yan's spatial abilities, their group narrowly dodged the detection of many experts along the way. They quietly entered the deepest parts of the underground Serene snake network. There was an enormous black abyss in the deepest parts of the underground Serene snake network. This abyss was 1,000 feet wide and appeared bottomless. A shockingly dark and cold aura continued to whiz up from deep below like a gale. An ordinary expert would feel one's blood and do-chi freeze if one stood at this spot. The bottom of this deep abyss hid the 9 Serene deep ground python's holy pool, the 9 Serene spring. It was also the destination of Xiao Yan's group. There were few defenses within the deep abyss because everyone understood that the dark and cold gales that continuously blew from the deep abyss were natural guards. Even though zone class experts would not dare to easily venture deep into it. Kai? The air above this place suddenly distorted while a dark and cold wind blew. A couple of figures appeared. They were naturally Xiao Yan's group. Xiao Yan glanced at the deep abyss after appearing. He smiled but did not linger. His sleeve was waved once again, and a dense spatial force wrapped around the group. It forcefully broke through the extremely cold gale and rushed to the bottom of that black abyss. The abyss was extremely deep. Even with Xiao Yan's speed, he only managed to see the ground of the abyss after around 10 minutes or so. An extremely huge lake appeared in his eyes as he approached the ground. A dark and chilly aura that could freeze the do-chi within one's body spread from it. The lake was extremely huge. The water in it was deep yellow. There seemed to be traces of a fresh blood-like luster flowing within this deep yellow color. Wisps of pale yellow vapor mixed with the faint blood and then seeped out of it. Finally, the vapor rose and whizzed to the sky. This is the legendary 9 Serene spring. Xiao Yan sighed in relief after looking at the yellow lake. He slowly approached it. He was able to sense an obscure dark and cold energy entering his body the closer he got to the 9 Serene spring. This place is too dark and chilly. Even 9 serene deep-ground pythons will not be able to endure this for long. Hence, no one will come to this place unless there is a special circumstance. This gives us sufficient time. Little fairy doctor softly spoke. She was a great distance from the lake. The dark and cold force in this place caused even her to feel extremely terrible. Xiao Yang nodded. He finally stopped beside the 9 Serene spring and bent down. His hand touched the lake only to immediately hear a sizzling sound. A deep yellow icy crystal began to swiftly climb up his arm. It is indeed strong. No wonder even teacher has said that he is unable to reach the bottom of this spring. Xiao Yang was slightly startled after sensing how terrifying the dark and cold force of this 9 Serene spring was. His heavenly flame began to circulate within his body. It finally seeped out and quickly melted the ice layer. Cai Lin, I will enter the bottom of the spring and obtain the spring blood crystal. You should enter the spring once I succeed. I will help guard you. Xiao Yang swung his fist, turned his head, and spoke to Cai Lin beside him. Only Xiao Yang and Cai Lin were able to approach this spring among their group. Xiao Yang was able to approach it because of his strength and the heavenly flame, while Cai Lin could naturally approach it because of her constitution. You should be careful. Just pull back if you cannot do it. Cai Lin slightly nodded and worried about him in a grave voice. The dark and cold force of this 9 Serene spring was too frightening. It was difficult to imagine that such an extreme cold could exist in this world. She had initially doubted Yao Lao when she heard him say that this place could allow her to advance to a 9-colored heaven-swallowing python. However, now she understood that this was a real possibility. Xiao Yang nodded. He was currently a genuine Dosheng, with 4 types of heavenly flame guarding him. He did not believe that he would not be able to resist the 9 Serene Spring's dark and chilly force. All of you should hide yourselves while I am in the 9 Serene Spring to avoid being discovered by others. Xiao Yang once again spoke to the little fairy doctor's group behind him. Without wasting any time, a rich heavenly flame began to swiftly seep out of a countless number of pores on his body. A frightening high temperature made contact with the cold vapor, and a white fog began to erupt in all directions. Splash! Xiao Yan softly sighed with a grave expression after summoning the heavenly flame. His body moved, and he charged into the 9 Serene Spring. After which, he rushed to the bottom of the spring with lightning-like speed. Sizzle sizzle. A white smoke rose after Xiao Yan leaped into the 9 Serene Spring. Gurgling bubbles continued to appear. Clearly, this was a result of the heavenly flame. Cai Lin beckoned with her hand and scattered that white smoke pillar. She only sighed in relief after the smoke ceased appearing. Her pretty eyes landed on the little fairy doctor and Qing Lin as she said, "We should hide ourselves first and discuss what to do after Xiao Yan comes out." The little fairy doctor and Qing Lin nodded after hearing his words. Both of their bodies flashed as they hurried into the surrounding darkness. Their auras were also suppressed. Cai Lin also withdrew into the darkness by the side after seeing the little fairy doctor and Qing Lin hide. The area around the 9 Serene Yellow Spring once again became completely silent. The occasional sound of rushing wind appeared in the sky far above. Fortunately, no one ventured into the deep abyss to probe. A figure flashed through the muddled yellow lake with lightning-like speed. Flames lingered around the figure. Each time a flame made contact with the surrounding water, it would emit a series of sizzling sound. It is indeed worthy of being the 9 Serene Spring. The dark and cold force that it contains is frightening. Xiao Yang's body swiftly rushed toward the bottom of the spring. A solemn expression gradually surfaced on his face at the same time. The dark and cold force contained within the 9 Serene Spring seemed as though it could freeze Do Qi. Xiao Yang still felt his limbs go numb even with his heavenly flame protecting him. The churning Do Qi circulating around his body began to show signs of becoming sluggish. Looks like I need to increase my speed. This is not a place I can stay for long. Using the heavenly flame to resist the dark and cold force exhausted Xiao Yan's Do-Chi. Although Xiao Yan had advanced to the Doshan class and was able to control natural energy, the dark and cold force that filled this spring was unimaginable. Moreover, Xiao Yan was unable to control or absorb this energy. Xiao Yan's body moved faster after this thought flashed across his heart. His speed soared once again as a deep water trail was created behind as he swam. The water only began to surge and refill after he passed, covering the trail he had made in the process. The heavenly flame wildly leaped as Xiao Yan ventured deeper into the Serene spring. While he ventured deeper, the dark and cold force grew a couple of times over. In the end, Xiao Yan had to use all of his strength to circulate his Do-Chi and scatter the cold Chi that had invaded his body. I wonder just how deep this Serene spring is. If this continues on, I can only turn around and head back. Xiao Yan looked at the bottom of the lake, which was completely dark. He slightly knit his brow. He needed to make sure he had enough Do-Chi for the journey back. The dark and cold force within this Serene spring seemed to possess a special Do-Chi erosion effect. If he was not isolated by the heavenly flame, it would have been difficult for Xiao Yan to reach this spot. Hiss hiss. A faint yet unusual sound was transmitted into Xiao Yan's ear while he was feeling troubled by this Serene spring. He suddenly sensed the water behind him rapidly compress. Bang! Xiao Yan suddenly threw a punch behind him when the flow of water increased. The frightening force on his fist used a special method to penetrate the water flow and ruthlessly smash into a black figure, blasting the figure apart in the process. It is unexpected that there are living creatures in this Serene spring. Surprise flashed across Xiao Yan's eyes as he glanced at the living creature. It had been blasted into a cluster of blood. The dark and cold force in this lake was such that even a Serene deep ground python could not endure for long, much less live in it for a prolonged period of time. Hiss hiss. Before Xiao Yan could dive again after blasting apart that black figure, he suddenly sensed more water had begun to fluctuate. A black fog quickly filled the edges of his sight. Xiao Yan's expression drastically changed upon seeing this black fog. It was not a true black fog. Instead, this black fog was made up of a countless number of strange black snakes with unusual scales. The hissing sound was being emitted from these strange snakes. Kai kai! These strange snakes widened their ferocious mouths while they were still a great distance away from Xiao Yan. Many deep black water arrows shot out of their mouths. The lake water split apart when these water arrows touched it, causing the speed of the water arrows to increase. The buzzing sound of arrows rushing forward shook the surrounding lake water until it emitted a deep explosive sound. What a dark and chilly energy! Xiao Yan glanced at the dark black water arrows and frowned. These water arrows were similar to the dark and chilly force of the Serene spring, but they possessed an even greater destructive force. A strange place will ultimately form some strange things. Xiao Yan suddenly recalled the magma world under the Jianan Academy as this thought flashed through his heart. That underground world was populated by mysterious creature that no one in the outside world knew about. Moreover, there was an extremely frightening number of those creatures. I must not get entangled with these strange things. Otherwise, I will exhaust too much Do-Chi. Xiao Yan's body moved. His speed suddenly rose as he turned into lightning that tore through the lake. It quickly rushed to the bottom of the Serene spring, but those strange black snakes swiftly turned as Xiao Yan made escape. They gave chase from all directions. Kai! Xiao Yan swiftly unleashed his strength to the limit. Even though he was deep underwater, his frightening speed still created afterimages along the way. These afterimages were then penetrated by the tons of water arrows being shot over from behind. What troublesome things! These strange snakes continued to follow Xiao Yan like maggots in his bones regardless of how he increased his speed. Finally, his expression became chilly. His glance behind before clenching his hand. A cluster of flames appeared in it. He then tossed the flames back before they soared. The flames turned into a fire cloud that spread apart. Hiss hiss. The fire cloud then spread into a sea of fire. Even though the dark and cold force could not be destroyed, those strange snakes still ended up colliding with the sea of fire due to them failing to stop in time. The high temperature incinerated all of the strange snakes that collided with it in an instant. Hiss hiss. Those strange snakes began to reveal a horror when they sensed this frightening fire. After a large group of them died, they finally stopped and did not dare to advance. They stayed back and continuously shot black water arrows from a distance to slowly extinguish the sea of flames. While these strange snakes were trying their best to extinguish the flames, Xiao Yan moved and hurried down. Finally, he shook them off. This 9 Serene Spring is indeed not an ordinary place. Those strange snakes are not very powerful, but their dark and cold water arrows are too ferocious. Even an elite Bansheng would feel terrible if struck by one. Xiao Yan sighed in relief after escaping those troublesome things. His eyes swept the area below, only to discover that a glow had appeared. He braced his attention and increased his speed. A moment later, he finally appeared at the glowing spot. Is this the bottom of the 9 Serene Spring? An extremely large sandy surface appeared in front of Xiao Yan. Countless fist-sized rock fragments lay on the ground. A luster was flickering from these rock fragments. The glow being given off was the reason why the bottom of the lake appeared relatively bright. The 9 Serene Spring should extend deep underground. If I venture deep into it, even I will turn into ice. Xiao Yan scanned the area as he slowed down. He began to search for the so-called spring blood crystal, but he was surprised to learn that he wasn't able to find any spring blood crystal no matter where he looked. There are no spring blood crystals here. Could they have all been taken by the 9 Serene deep ground python? Xiao Yan's expression became a little ugly after his long search came to naught. He had spent a great amount of effort in order to arrive at this place. Would he have to return empty-handed? Ah, rescue me. An extremely faint moan suddenly pierced through the water and entered Xiao Yan's ears just as he was frowning. Who? Xiao Yan's expression suddenly changed after hearing this faint voice. Do Qi erupted from his body with a bang. His eyes cautiously roamed around his surroundings. There was someone else down here? Why was it that he had not sensed anything? However, that voice completely disappeared when Xiao Yan focused his mind and waited for it. It was as though everything he had heard earlier was an illusion. Could it be that I misheard? Xiao Yan slightly frowned. However, his heart understood that it was impossible to mishear things at his level. He lowered his head slowly and landed on the sand. After briefly hesitating, he suddenly clenched his hand in front of him. Clash! A palm print formed on the sandy ground after Xiao Yan reached out with his hand. A 1,000-foot large metal chain was suddenly exposed to Xiao Yan's eyes while the sandy rocks rolled. Xiao Yan narrowed his eyes after seeing this extremely large metal chain appear. He grabbed with his hand and the metal chain was slowly pulled out. After which, the ground also began to shake before another 3 metal chains rose from the ground. These metal chains were connected to a mountain-like outcropping. It was impossible to move it with a tug. Xiao Yan's eyes was unconcerned about where the metal chains connected to. His eyes stared at the middle of the 4 chains. There was a large cluster of black mud there. Xiao Yan waved his hand as he studied the cluster of mud. The mud was scattered in the process. The thing inside was exposed after the mud scattered. It was a person. A person whose body was dry and shriveled like a skeleton. What a powerful aura this person has. It is likely an elite Dosheng whose strength has reached the 3rd star. Why was he locked in this place? Xiao Yan muttered. Shock flashed across his eyes as he looked at the skeleton-like human figure. Save me, save me, save me, and I will get the entire 9 Serene Deep Ground Python tribe to be your subordinate. The shriveled human figure suddenly opened both of his eyes while Xiao Yan was looking over him. Those eyes were a little crazy as they stared at Xiao Yan. A hoarse roar rippled across the bottom of this spring. It appeared like the cry of a ghost, chilling one's heart in the process. This video will end here.